What's up, y'all? Sparta here. So for this video, what I want to do is put out a second opinion on the Sony WF-1000 XM4. And the reason I want to do this is because I feel like in my original video, I was a bit too positive. I do feel like over time I have gotten to know these earbuds, and still I really do like them. But especially after getting the One Mark III and all that, it kind of solidified the things that I like, the things that I don't like, and things of that nature about these earbuds. So I do indeed want to talk about that right now. So first, the design of the earbuds themselves, I really do like it. There are quite a bit of people that don't like the overall design of the XM4 because they're still pretty bulky. And now Google Fast Pair is coming up on my V60 talking about, oh, they're ready to pair. But yeah, they are quite bulky. I'm not going to lie, especially when you compare them to something like especially when you compare them to something like the tone-free FP8 or FP9. Well, yes, these are stem style earbuds, but they're more, they just go in the ear far more comfortably than what the XM4 do. I can totally understand why someone would say that, and why someone would be adverse to this kind of design. But me personally, I don't have any sort of problem with it. I will admit, the moment I got these, I started to put these back in my ear. The left one in particular always feels a little bit loose. I don't know what it is. Whereas initially, when I first got these, that was not an issue at all. And they fit my ear no problem. They don't leave, even though I don't have the foam tips on these. I have tips that come from a cheaper pair of $20 Sony corded earbuds on here because they very much look like a grayed out version of the SP800N ear tips. So I liked that. So those stayed in my ear very well. So I just decided to do that. And yeah, they stay in my ear quite well. It's just that sometimes it feels like they're slipping out a little bit. And to me, that does suck, but it's not the end of the world. Another thing, very small, very nice and small case. It's a little bit creaky. Like you can probably hear that. Like it's a little creaky. And this has been through the ringer in terms of being in my pocket while I was working and things like that. Same with pretty much any true wireless earbud case. But this alongside like the AirPods Pro are probably some of the more creaky earbud cases that I've had in quite a while. And I have had multiple pair of AirPods Pro. So I very much remember what that sounds like. And overall how that feels. So yeah, very nice case overall though. I really like how it's essentially a miniaturized SP800N case. I mean, that's very nice. Wireless charging on these two. Very good battery life on both the earbuds and the case. You put these at like 60% volume with ANC off, you could damn near get 15 hours of usage out of them. And that's just insane to me. You get an insane amount of battery life out of these earbuds. Almost to the point where I would say you don't need, if you listen to podcasts and you do things like, say, work in a warehouse like I did, these were very much a very good pair of headphones to use for that kind of work. And especially for podcasting, I would especially recommend these for that. You can use the noise canceling or ambient mode with a single earbud if you want that kind of thing. That works very well. The ambient mode on here are very, very good, very clear, very nice. Vocals, both your vocals and the person you maybe listen to his vocals are very nice. It has the audio pass-through mode, so you press and hold on whichever earbud you have configured to be your noise control. You press and hold on that one, and it'll lower the sound of your music or podcast and just turn on ambient mode real quick. And you let go, and it goes back to noise canceling, and your music or podcast be up at the volume that it was at. So that's very nice. Some issues that I have, when you're at full volume and say you're on a bus or something and you're listening to, say, a YouTube video or even not music, even less so, it doesn't happen that much, but with YouTube videos in particular, there tends to be some sound feedback in my left ear in my left earbud in particular. And the only thing that I've done to mitigate that is just turn it down to like maybe 60 to 50% volume. And with how good the noise canceling is on these earbuds, you won't be missing the full volume really at all. These don't get super loud or anything like that, but I do think that when you I do think that when you're listening to music in particular and have the noise canceling on, you really can't hear anything at like 50 to 60% volume. So that's insane. It also has a wind noise reduction as well, which like when there's a bunch of wind, it'll slightly degrade the quality of the noise canceling, but it'll literally drown out wind noise, and that's very very nice too. Um, other things that I wish that other things that I feel are negative, I do feel like the control options are a bit lackluster. I do feel like they should just let you put controls on however configure your controls however you want, like you can on here or on any other earbuds that allow you to control them, that give you control over everything. Whereas you could basically just have it do play pause or or your ambient sound control, or you can ask your play pause and do volume control or your Google Assistant, things like that. And I feel like Sony should do a better job at giving you those kind of things. Not a deal breaker for me personally. I'm totally fine with having your playback controls and your noise cancel controls. How I have it is I have the playback on left and the noise control on the right, and I'm totally fine with that. I don't necessarily need to control my volume really. I'm totally fine with finding the volume button on my phone and clicking it down if I needed to be clicked down. So that's totally fine with me personally. Let's talk about sound. In terms of podcasts, I did allude to this a little bit earlier. I do feel like these are quite very good for podcasts. Quite clear, really no issues with that whatsoever. They do a very good job at making sure your podcasts and the people that you're listening to sound quite good. And I feel like Sony did quite a good job with that without you having to go into the vocal preset and the equalizer. In terms of audio, when it comes to music, these are good. I wouldn't say they're my favorite out here. Um, Initially, when I first got these, Reese, stop. Lay down, go. Lay down. No. No. Sorry, she's licking herself when she should be doing that. But yeah. What was that? The music on these vocals can sound, depending on how much bass is in your song and how heavy the bass is in your song, vocals can sound quite warm and in turn sound quite a little bit muffled, a little bit veiled. And to me, that does it's kind of a bummer because I tend to like earbuds that can give you very good bass response, but still give you very good vocal clarity, which is what the tone free FP8/FP9 do. Which, what are some other earbuds that do that? I don't really. Um, the Buds Pro don't have the Buds 2 don't have like thumpy bass, but they're great at sub bass. And the vocal clarity on those are quite good too, but those have a very unique kind of sound, so I can't necessarily bring that up. But yeah, this is a very warm, which is kind of Sony shtick. I feel like a lot of their products, whether it be their color processing on their cameras or say headphone jack performance when it comes to the Xperia 1 Mark III and things like that, can be quite warm. Um, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. I don't necessarily think that's terrible at all. But if you want something like far better, vocal clarity, I don't necessarily feel it's bad for things that don't have a lot of bass, but due to the fact that I listen to a lot of hip hop rap and all that, um, it could be a little bit much to not have like certain things sound muffled when they don't. Like J. Cole, what's that fucking song called? Land of the Snakes, I think it is. Um, that's a song when it starts out on every earbud. He sounds muffled, so I can't necessarily say that. Even on, like, say, my Sennheiser HD 650s, my Sennheiser IE 300s, my short tapes, he sounds muffled no matter what I listen to him on. So I'm not gonna penalize the XM4s for that. But in terms of that, it just it's not a sound signature I'm a fan of. Thankfully, they give you a whole bunch of different EQ options, and you can customize the EQ to your liking. So if you want a more flat sound signature, you can indeed get that out of these headphones. But if you listen to stuff that doesn't have a lot of bass, I do feel like these will do totally fine. Like, you're not going to have any issues with that. Is that when you do listen to a lot of stuff with bass and you like to have a perfect balance of bass response and vocal clarity and being able to hear intricate sounds in your music, I don't think these are the strongest in terms of that. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say about this. I don't want to go too hard. Does that mean I'm giving the XM4 up? Oh no. Oh no. These definitely have their place in my arsenal. They're just not my favorite. That's all I'd say. They're definitely not my favorite earbud that I have, especially this year. Since I've messed with Galaxy Buds 2, I've messed with Galaxy Buds Pro. I've multiple times I've messed with AirPods Pro. I haven't messed with the Liberty 3 Pros yet, but I do want to get to those. And obviously, I've messed with the tone-free FP8 / FP9. Why I say slash is because they're basically the same earbud, but what you get, a couple different things on each, and it mainly has to do with the case. It doesn't necessarily have to do with sound signature or anything like that. But yeah, that's all I really gotta say for this, though. I really do like these earbuds. I'd say if they were like $250, maybe just like $200, I'd definitely say they'd be worth the buy. But at their asking price of damn near $300, and they're definitely going to be on sale quite frequently because they are popular earbuds and they are a name brand. So Sony's going to be pushing sales down people's throat and able to get these out the door. At a sale, they're definitely worth it. At its asking price, it's a bit of a stretch. So Sony, next time around, what I advise you to do is work on your sound, because Beats is starting to do that now. Bose started to do that now. I think it's time for you to focus on your sound a little bit more and not just sheer features. Bring multi-point as well. That's another thing you should bring to your earbuds. It's kind of criminal that these are damn near $300. These were... I think I got these for $150, and these have multi-point. These have pretty comparable battery life. Pretty damn good noise cancellation. I'd like to say better mics as well. You need to work on your mics on these as well, which I'm pretty certain that they're doing, because their recent $100, XM4 Juniors basically have fucking great mics. So I assume with the XM5s or whatever, they're going to have great mics as well. I would like to think so. Don't just pack features and think that's all you should get for $300. Focus on sound quality, focus on the mics, because we will care about that a lot. You're very good with your noise cancellation and ambient mode. I personally think for next iteration, you really don't need to work on that. Work on the other things that matter. This is Sparta. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for support. Hope you guys have a wonderful Tuesday, whatever time of day it is in your area. Like the video if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it. Show people that are interested in this sort of content. Let me know in the comment section below what you feel about this. I feel like I said that already. I always feel like I said that already. Do you have the XM4s? Do you like them? Do you hate them? Did you return them? Let me know in the comment section below. Like I said, I'm keeping these mainly because I wanted them to go with the One Mark III anyway. So yeah, have a good one.